Halo Infinite just got a brand new update for April 2022, the road ahead. And this is the long awaited thing that everyone has been talking about. Everyone, ever since this game launched, says we need a roadmap. We need direction. We need a plan. You need a plan 343. We need to know what we are going to be seeing in 2022. What can we expect for season 2? What can we expect, through like what improvements are you gonna make over season 1? And it took nearly 6 months to get this roadmap out. We're going to talk about this because there is very little good and a lot more fucking questions and a lot more delays, which we're going to talk about here shortly. And the first thing we see is the shot of, I guess, what the iconic armors are going to be for season 2. They did the same thing when Halo Infinite first launched. They took this kind of screenshot with a bunch of different armor sets. I'm guessing this is what you're going to be able to unlock through the battle pass for season 2. So this is pretty freaking predictable. You see the different armor coatings, you see the different armors, you see basically, their big main armor that they want to show. And here's the thing with this guy right here, literally, I posted this in a friend's Discord of mine, right? And he's like, oh, cool. You made a guy in XCOM. You made an XCOM character. I'm like, no, I didn't. Oh, is that like a Killzone like character or something like that? No, it's the brand new fucking armor for Halo Infinite, and no one can tell because it literally sticks out like a sore thumb. It starts off with this. Hello everyone, with season 2 locked and loaded for May 3rd, we want to share a roadmap of what we're planning to deliver during season 2 and the rest of the year. That means the rest of 2022. The roadmap and the plan. They plan on delivering this all throughout the year. Then they do continue to say that this is subject to change. More than anything, we want this roadmap to be accurate and reliable. Some items and dates are certain, and these are clearly listed. Others are marked as targets or goals, and they will become more certain over time. Like, isn't that kind of the same word? Isn't that like kind of the same phrasing, target or goal? Our goal is to hit it here. Our target is to hit it here. Why do we need two different wordings for the same thing? And they will become more certain over time. The roadmap's time frame will also be expanded as we announce long-term initiatives. In other words, this roadmap is an evolving document, and we will let you know when we make changes to it. So they basically, there's going to be a thread where it's just going to be updates for the roadmap for 2022, 2023, so on and so forth as time goes on. With all that in mind, here's the Halo Infinite roadmap for 2022, and I've got it right here. And let's start at the top. 2022 roadmap as of April 22nd, subject to change. This is basically the initial roadmap on April 22nd, and this image is going to change over time and be updated over time. Let's start with season 2. Season 2 Lone Wolf starts May the 3rd through November 7th. This is the first thing that caught everyone's attention, was this and the starting date for season 3 being November. Another 6 months from season 2 to season 3. While every other free-to-play games as a service game is doing 3 months. Apex Legends is the one that we're literally playing today. Again, 3 months, tons of events scattered about, tons of different, limited time events that are fun or interesting or maybe frustrating at times, but still in 3 months, Apex Legends has probably done more for their game than Halo Infinite has done in 6. And here's what you can expect for season 2. New maps, Catalyst, Arena, and Breaker BTB. Now, this was brought up by a fellow content creator who isn't a part of the Halo community really. More so he talks about like Call of Duty, Halo, a bunch of other game, Apex, so on. He's more of an FPS guy. We've got 2 maps. I know that like most map packs back in the day would come with 3, but at the same time, it's extremely limiting when only one is meant for one type of gameplay and the other is only meant for big team battle. I know you could probably do whatever the fuck you want in custom games, of course, but when it comes to this, it's extremely limiting when you label these maps as only meant for big team battle, only meant for arena. So when you really look at this, it's something where it's already kind of like just been shoved in these categories, and you're just like, okay, so I'm not going to get 3 maps that I can mix and match between big team battle and, you know, casuals. Secondly, new game modes. King of the Hill. Okay, let's make this clear. King of the Hill is not new. It's a returning game mode that should have been there at launch. Land grab. I'm guessing that's basically territories. I haven't really looked into these new game modes, and a lot of people have just been doing speculation because I don't think there's any concrete explanation on the game modes. I do believe they announced in this article that they are going to be doing a live stream or a video on the 27th that goes into greater detail about these new upcoming modes. And then Last Spartan Standing. God, the misinformation on Last Spartan Standing is so bad right now that it's reminding me of before Halo Infinite even launched, where all the big streamers and all the big, you know, journalists were saying Battle Royale, Halo Infinite Battle Royale, Halo Infinite Battle Royale. We know that there's a Halo Infinite Battle Royale coming, but we don't think Last Spartan Standing is it, because we have heard the news that it's coming in either season 3 or 4, and it's going to be developed by Certain Affinity. Certain Affinity is going to be basically the main people behind it, kind of like what's going on with Modern Warfare 2019, when you had the main game and the main multiplayer and everything else, and then you had Warzone. It became its own thing, it became its own identity, and basically it has its own team dedicated to it. That's what basically is going to happen. The next one is narrative events. So this is like a story-based event going on in the game. It has lore to it, I guess, in the Halo universe. And these are 2 different things called Interference, May 3rd through the 16th, and Alpha Pack, July 19th through August 1st. Now with these, again, Alpha Pack, I get the idea. It's like a pack of wolves. Interference, we'll have to wait and see. But again, if you're adding story to the multiplayer and stuff like that, I hope it's more than just one cutscene event done. I hope there's more to it than that. I really want to see how they would do these, because these could be hit or miss. These could be successful as hell, or these could be as boring as Cyber Showdown and all the other events we've gotten so far, including Tenrai. And speaking of which, we're getting another Fracture event called Entrenched. Wait a minute. So is this guy right here supposed to be our special armor we're getting for the Fracture event? The guy that was on here, right here, that's the special armor. Maybe the armor coding just doesn't do it justice, because the concept art they showed a few months ago looked so much more enticing than that. I kind of like the idea of them doing a armor that was kind of like Warframe for, you know, 2040K or whatever it is, Warhammer 40K, like something like that. I was totally interested in that idea. Execution wise, again, I understand they couldn't go insanely bulky with it because hitboxes and everything else, but it isn't hitting it for me. But maybe the 100 tier battle pass will, which you can already see. You've got those armors that we saw in the featured image. Again, the lone wolves, or whatever you want to call it. New armor core, free armor core, just like they did with the first battle pass. And then earnable credits, which here's the thing that everyone is bringing up, and people are like speculating, right? People are speculating that they're gonna have tons of earnable credits in this. They're gonna have so many earnable credits, you'll be able to just enjoy it. You're not gonna have to ever spend money. Bullshit. You know how many earnable credits are going to be in this battle pass? And this is my speculation, but also pretty standard for the market. Enough earnable credits to buy the next battle pass in season 3. But I guarantee you those credits aren't going to last, because they're going to be burning a hole in your pocket for 6 months. And you're going to go to that store and you're going to see something that you like. You're going to see something fancy and shiny, and you're going to spend it. But here's some good news, I guess. Campaign network co-op, late August target. Again, they're targeting for late August. Their goal is for late August. See how this wording can be very similar depending on how you phrase it? I mean, it's nice that we are going to be getting campaign, you know, co-op, but this is only network co-op. This is only over a network, over online, or Can you do, here's a question. Can you do local network co-op? Can you do it over a LAN? And then you've got campaign mission replay. Again, late August target. So probably around the time that they launch campaign network co-op, we are going to get campaign mission replays, which is baffling to me. It's baffling to me because this is something that, like, the game has been out since December. The campaign's been out since December, and it's been at least 5 months since then, and we still don't have this. Well, here's some news that people I'm sure are going to be happy about, though. Forge open beta. An open beta for Forge in September, hopefully. Their target is for September. This to me is something that is drastically needed, but I have a feeling is going to fall flat and is going to be looked at kind of looked down upon. And there's multiple reasons for this. Now, first of all, yes, do we need Forge? Yes, we do. But here's the problem. Even if Forge is amazing, even if the beta is amazing, right? If custom games can't go hand in hand with it, then what the fuck is the point? If Forge is amazing and great, but you can't get custom games working or save them or make fun, interesting game modes without having to, you know, minutely recreate them every time you want to play them, then what the fuck is the point? I'm happy that maybe we'll see a little bit of Forge in season 2, but again, it's got to go hand in hand. That's how it's always worked. It's always worked that Forge went hand in hand in custom games. Then it went into with matchmaking. And this is what I'm afraid of. And this is what I'm afraid, because they do word about this in their article. They want to get forgers creating maps to help the Halo Infinite ecosystem, aka please create maps so we can throw them in matchmaking so people will stop asking for new maps. And here's the other issue. We don't know if this is going to be an insane tool. We don't know if it's going to be limited to the maps that we've got to forge with and play with, which, okay, but it'd be nice if we had a Forge world or some sort of insane canvas or something to work with. But then we get into season 3, and this is a trope. I'm not gonna lie, this is a trope that happens with all games as a service. This happens with all games as a service. Even Apex does this, but they basically take the same bingo bongo bingo for what they did the last season and replicate it, but with different stuff. New 100 tier battle pass, again starting November 8th. 100 tier battle pass, season 2, check. New maps, check. New modes, check. New sandbox items, okay. New sandbox items. Does that mean new weapons? Does that mean new like objects, or what does that mean? Like, I'm genuinely interested. If that means new weapons, cool, but I have to wait 6 months. What if it's just a shotgun? I hope that there's more to this that like, I wish that they reworded this as new weapon sandbox items. So that isn't on the same checklist as this, but nonetheless. Okay, let's continue. New narrative events, check. New fracture event, check. Forge open beta, check. Which basically is going to continue into season 3. So we're not even going to be out of beta. It's like Fortnite. Fortnite has been out for years, but it's still considered in beta. Quality of life improvements, check. Campaign co-op, split screen, check. How the fuck does split screen co-op come out after network? So that is our roadmap. That is what you can look forward to in 2022. Is it exciting? No. Is it disappointing? Kinda. Do I really give too much of a shit because I am numb to all this? Yeah. But let's go back. Let's go back to good old Halo Waypoint, and let's talk about this. So it continues. This roadmap reflects the same studio priorities that we shared back in March. I was barely paying attention to Halo news, so whatever they shared back in March that was their priorities, I have no fucking clue. But these are I guess the priorities that they're talking about. Addressing issues negatively impacting the player experience. 343, do you know what's impacting negatively on the player experience? The game didn't need to be games as a service. It needed to be a complete game at launch. You failed to do so, and now you're using games as a service as a crutch. That is negatively impacting your game. Completing season 2 and delivering it as promised on May 3rd. Well, I would hope to God it's going to come out May 3rd due to the fact that we are literally like a week and a half away from that. So yeah. Continuing to work on campaign co-op Forge and season 3. We are now pushing campaign co-op to season 3 basically, because God knows if they're even going to get campaign campaign Kawaii out in season 2, because they're aiming for August, which is 3 months away. But you never know, something might happen, because we've all heard this song and dance before. With a priority 0 of team health and getting ourselves into a suitable development rhythm so that we can deliver great experiences to all of you while maintaining a healthy work-life balance. Okay. And this is gonna come off as me being an asshole. Okay. Alrighty. Here we go. Let's talk work-life balance. I'm a guy who works 40-hour weeks, maybe even a little bit more than that, throwing freight, basically freezing my ass off in refrigerators, freezers, and as you can see, well, maybe you can see it, cutting myself up, gouging my fingers. That's my work balance. My life balance is I come home at like 12:30, get to spend maybe a little bit of time with my girlfriend before she has to go to work, and then I go to sleep, wake up, rinse, repeat, while also trying to run live streams, create content, run a community, and much more. And I'm one guy who has a very wonderful crew behind him. Actually, I'll say I probably have a more competent crew than the majority of 343 Industries management team. I'm gonna say this, that my crew does the best damn work I could ask for. For a channel my size and a community my size, I am very thankful. And obviously a lot of people at your studio don't feel that appreciation because a lot of them are jumping ship. Let's just keep that in perspective. But we know we need to deliver more content. Wow, we finally got that across to him 6 months later, and more features quickly. Staying true to priority 0 means that sometimes we need to slow down in order to stay healthy and move faster later. But we're also aggressively looking at ways to accelerate. You know that when you needed to like accelerate was when this game was in development for 6 years, 5 years, and then a bonus year that you were graciously given by your head honchos at Microsoft and Xbox. That's when you needed to accelerate. This should be the time where you're slowing down and things should be falling into place, easy peasy lemon squeezy, and it should be Margaritaville. They blew 6 years of development. I know the game was in development hell. They had multiple projects lead. That's a fault of the management, because that's the one thing that hasn't changed in the time that 343 has been in charge of Halo. And this is something that a lot of people have brought up in my comments. Well, it's got to be the crew as well, possibly. But the one factor that I haven't seen change that much in the time that 343 has been in charge of Halo is the head honchos, is the people that are the public figures that run their dick lickers a lot. The management obviously has no plan, has no roadmap for their own crew, and that's why it took them 6 months to make a roadmap, because they had no roadmap of what they were going to do for launch. It continues to be this issue of, you know, we've waited 6 years, 6 months, another 6 months, so another year, basically into the new year, basically a year worth in before we start really getting into things. But what are your thoughts? Let me know down in the comment section down below. Let me know live over on the Twitch chat. If you guys see this video, come on by. We are live every Friday through Sunday, 6 o'clock p.m. PST over on twitch.tv/GamerJlee. Shameless plug. We are live, and I would love to hear you guys' opinion. We can have discussions. Hell, if you get my attention enough, maybe I'll even pull you into a call and we can have a little back and forth. But those are just my thoughts. What are yours? Let me know. And as always, GamerJlee signing out.